Howdy, today is Saturday, March 10th, and what am I doing today? I'm all again under the vehicle. This time I'm changing the transmission fluid. Actually, I changed it last year, last weekend. I flushed it, but I failed to remove the pan because I had a hard time with the gasket, so it's my second attempt on doing that. This is not going to be a step-by-step instructional video. If anybody has questions on it, they can ask me in the comments section, and I want to make it clear, and I think I've done it before. I'm not an expert by any means, not a mechanical expert anyway. But because of expense and just my stubbornness, I like to do things myself, and so that's what I'm trying to tackle today. Basically, in order to flush the transmission fluid, there is a great tip on Toyota forum, and I always have a hard time remembering the name of the forum, but I'll post it on the links in the description box. And so I think I have pretty good overall breakdown on flushing the transmission on the video that I haven't posted yet. I'll have to go through editing of it and posting it probably after this video, but that's what I'm doing today. So anyway, moving right along, yeah, the trouble I had was the pan has a silicone, or, well, maybe it's not a proper word, but anyway, gasket, or maybe the regular gasket reinforced with liquid gasket, and I had a hardest time last time around removing it, so I kind of was running out of time, so I put it off the other time, which is today. So yeah, back to my fight with this pan. I tried different things, and what I found that might work, I haven't taken it down yet, but it seems to be a little tool like this, however you would call it, and a little mallet. And what I've done it in order not to bend the lip of the pen itself, using something thicker. This is really thin, so what I've done it in an angle. I just put it, and I'm trying to remove the liquid gasket, and I think there's also a rubber or whatever the material is, the gasket is, and by just striking it with the mallet, I can go around at least along this line of the pan and this one, and at least loosen it up to where I'll be maybe able to pull it down. But that thing is there for good. Those gaskets are pretty good. So hopefully it will be helpful to somebody else. And of course, once I'm done and I'm successful, I'll confirm that in the next take. Oh yeah, Mitch is here with me today, and while I'm working on that transmission pan and removing the filter and changing the filter on the transmission, he is working on his bike. That's why I'm all on my own there. Usually he's the laborer and I'm the film crew. This bike was originally red, and I painted flat black, and Mitch is going to repaint it to gray, so he's in the process of prepping it. Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
You do? Oh, that's good. That is good. Oh, I'm all overexposed. So yeah, that's what he's up to. This is 2008 Suzuki SV650. Originally I bought it for my own bike, and I rode it probably for a couple of weeks, and it's my first motorcycle. I think I've been on one before this one only once, and so I bought this one, but after a couple of weeks I decided I just didn't have enough power, and I bought that Z1000. Some of you have seen it in the previous videos. Rode that for a couple of seasons before I laid it down. I guess I was getting a little bit too confident, and it's waiting for me to. The riding season is not really here. Mitch just is itching, so he got it out of storage and getting it ready for the road. But mine, I'll have to start gathering parts, pricing it out, and start working on it sometime soon, because probably mid to late April here in Wyoming one can drive it or ride it on a daily basis. So yeah, so it's 2008 SV650. It's been a great little bike. It has plenty of power, and pretty decent on gas. I think it gets what, Mitch? 55 miles per gallon. And of course it's a lot of fun. We've taken some trips together, long trips, until I beached mine. The good thing, at least, it was at the end of last season. So provided it's not too expensive to fix it, hopefully I'll put mine on the road, and God willing, we'll have another riding season ahead of us. And daily commute. With the gas prices going up, it should be helpful. All right, it's a success. The pen is down. One thing that I didn't consider is removing the dipstick for the transmission, and once it got separated, because the transmission pipe that encloses dipstick runs all the way to the pan, so it drops. It actually has a way to disconnect it midway. So that's what I found, that it's kind of bending my dipstick. So a tip for anyone who's going to be in the same predicament, to remove it ahead of time. But it's a success, and so anyway, the battery died on me, and I was saying that some of the more experienced mechanic probably would chuckle at it, but to me it's all new, and that's the method I found it, and I hope it's going to be helpful to people who are in the same boat as I am, doing it for the first time. So the next thing, I'm going to remove the pan, and then unscrew the filter, replace the filter, clean up all the goo that was left by the gasket, put the new gasket, and bolt it on back up, and then fill it with fuel, with the fluid, and I'll be back in business. So let's get on with it. There's still some fluid that's left in the pan that didn't get completely drained, and I'm wondering what's holding it up in the rear. Oh, silly me, I didn't remove one of the bolts.
You need a shorter extension. What size socket?
No, I have it here somewhere. Yeah, I do. It's a 10 millimeter.
What I did was a short socket with a short extension.
Oh. No, it's loosened. I just never removed it completely.
Oh.
If you would hold the pan a little bit for a second here so I can remove it, and then you can get back to your... Wait a second. Now I don't see you. Maybe just lack of light that I can see. Oh no, there is one there. I just hope it didn't bend the lip of the pan, because then it's not going to seal properly. I'll have to take a look if it's flat, and if it's not, try to... Oh, I'll have to put the ratchet because for some reason it's tight. I know I loosened them all. Okay, Mitch, from your experience, what do I use to remove all the gasket material? There's 4 bolts on this filter, and I'm not even sure if I'm gonna put the new filter. I'm gonna take a look at this one.
How much fluid is there?
There's quite a bit. What do you think? Should do I just use the blade to remove all this gasket from the case of the transmission?
Scraper will do.
That's gonna be a chore.
Mike doesn't have a carbide scraper, does he? Those are the best for removing.
I don't think it does. Well, the filter is held with 10mm bolts that are tightened like a son of a gun. Wow. I wonder what is the torque rating on this.
It's probably not much, just use Loctite.
You think it's a Loctite?
Yep.
Why would it be? Oh, because of all the fluid?
Because that, I doubt that filter can handle too much torque.
Yeah, that will be mine.
It's probably red Loctite too. Removing the gasket from the pan is going to be easy.
Yeah, from the pan, yeah, but from the case of the transmission, it's going to be a chore. I hate the smell out of automatic transmission. Yeah. It's so strong. Mitch, I'm looking at the ends of the bolts. It doesn't look like there is any Loctite on it. Okay, this farthest one to the rear, to the rear end of the transmission is the longest one. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that. Maybe you'll have to go search torque ratings.
Well, I'll just tighten it strong enough and it should stay there. Yeah, the middle one is a little bit longer too. So the far rear one is the black long one, and the second from the rear is black medium size, and the front ones are 2 silver ones that are shorter.
Another good thing about filming everything, if you forget, just look back in the footage.
Yep, it will be helpful. Okay, what do you say, Mitch, with your professional trained eye? I see some of the deposits here in the filter itself, but it looks like previous owner have been changing it regularly. I don't know how often. I think he was saying that every 25,000, which I think it's overkill. But I would say that, you know, this gooey stuff, I don't think that's that of a big deal. Let's take a look at the magnet pieces down there. How much of metal shavings are on those?
Quite a bit.
Well, quite a bit. So it was a good thing that I went through the trouble of removing it, because I've been reading on the forum. Some of the people are of the opinion that all you have to do is drain the fluid and replace it with a new one, and replacing the filter or cleaning the pan is not really necessary. But 150,000 is 150,000, so there's quite a bit of metal shavings there. Of course, magnet keeps it preventing from circulating throughout the system, but I think it's a good preventing maintenance just to clean it everything up. And here it is. Alright, pan is all cleaned up. The old gasket has been removed. I decided against putting the liquid gasket. I just going to put the gasket that came with the kit, and see if that will be good enough for it not to leak. If it does, it will be a lot easier to remove and put a liquid gasket instead of in 100,000 miles, if transmission lasts that long, doing it again. And in the meantime, let's see where Mitch is with his job. Well, he's done with prepping it for the primer paint. This is his first attempt at filling the dents with the putty, and it's a horrible attempt, so he's gonna sand it and redo it. Everybody needs to start somewhere, right, Mitch? Don't walk away. Well, like I said, everybody has to start somewhere. Nobody's born with skills. You're acquiring it by doing it, and if you're not doing it, you'll never get it. So, for the first time, well, that's the way it came out. At least you're smart enough to see that it's wrong, right? All right. Okay, this is what we came up with to fill the fluid. By the way, the pan is up, all tightened, and now we're going to refill the fluid. Since I changed the fluid and flushed it last weekend, we're going to reuse the fluid by using a paint strainer just to strain it. And basically we took a 3/8 hose, fished it through the funnel, and it fits perfectly in Dipstick for the transmission. And that's how we're filling it, if it will be helpful to somebody else.